Hey everyone, JCR here, and welcome back to part 3 of the Super Paper Mario 80% Speedrun Guide. Today we're going to be covering all of Chapter 2. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the first 2 parts in the series to learn the basics and all of Chapter 1. We'll have a link to the playlist in the description below. To start off, at the end of every Pure Heart cutscene, there will be 4 to 6 text boxes to mash through before the save menu comes up. Once you're past the save menu, we'll start a cutscene at Bleck's Castle, which just consists of mashing. During this cutscene, I'm going to take some time and discuss the first routing difference that we'll come across in these video series. During our trip back to Flipside before Chapter 2, you'll have the option to go into Howzett's shop and purchase a Shell Shock and an Ice Storm. These 2 items will make the 3-4 Francis fight and the 7-2 Bowser fight significantly easier. So if you're looking to consistently finish runs as you start off, I recommend shopping here during this split. However, there is a faster route that we'll discuss known as Shopless, in which we skip the shop during this segment and fight both bosses without those items. Again, this method will be more difficult, but it is the faster route. To shop in Flipside, you'll need 60 coins to purchase both items, and if you're just short, you can sell the Shroom Shake that you got back on 1-1 for an extra 15 coins. We'll talk more about the shop in just a bit, but for now just continue to mash through this cutscene. After this cutscene, walk to the right and enter the door. Once you're inside, another mashing cutscene will begin. When the camera zooms out, jump to the left, fall off this platform, and enter the door at the bottom. For this next room, jump to the left, walk down these stairs, and enter the first door that you see. From here, walk all the way to the left until another cutscene begins. This will consist of just mashing from here on out. After a couple more text boxes here, we'll be taken back to Flipside. After 2 more text boxes, jump to the left and go down the elevator. Once we exit the elevator, Merlin will speak to us. After these text boxes, we want to jump to the left and follow Merlin inside of his house. This will start another cutscene of just text mashing. A Flipside resident will enter, telling Merlin about a girl who fell from the sky. After this cutscene is over, we once again want to follow Merlin out of his house. Instead of following Merlin to the right, we instead want to move left. If you're doing the shopless route, just head down this elevator here. If you aren't doing shopless, walk past this elevator and enter Howzett's shop. Talk to Howzett and start mashing through some text. Since this is your first time seeing him, Howzett will ask if you want to hear his explanation again. So you should just select the second option by buffering a down input. From here, what you do will vary depending on your coin count. If you already have 60 coins, then you want to select this first option and purchase both an Ice Storm and a Shell Shock. If you don't have 60 coins, you'll want to select the second option to sell any extra items that you have. Here is a list of all the RNG items that you can get from Chapter 1 and how many coins they each sell for. Sell as many as you need to get your coin count up to 60. Make sure, however, to not sell the Shell Shock and Fire Burst that you currently have, as they are both very important for later. Once you have the 60 coins, select this first option and menu up 3 times to buy the Shell Shock. Then menu down 4 times to buy an Ice Storm. After this final purchase, hold down and mash 2 to get out of the shop text. After this, exit How's It Shop and go down the elevator to your right. Once you're out of the elevator, walk to the right and enter the second house. Once inside, talk to Saffron and select your Fire Burst to cook it. This will make a spicy soup, which we will use to wake up Peach. After this cutscene, immediately use the return pipe to be taken back to Flipside Tower. After the return pipe drops you off, jump off the ledge to your right. After landing, hop up and walk to the left until a cutscene begins.
Oh. Yeah.
Once this cutscene ends, interact with Peach and give her the spicy soup that you just cooked. This will start the final mashing cutscene of this segment.
Hi. Yeah.
During this cutscene, you'll be taken back to Merlin's house, and Peach will join your party. Peach has a parasol that can guard almost any attack in the game, and she can float across gaps.
Yeah.
After this cutscene ends, you'll be outside of Merlin's house. After some final text boxes, immediately switch back to Mario and flip in 3D. Then hold up right to unlock the Flipside gate. After unlocking the gate, flip into 3D again and walk right across this platform. Once you're on the other side, move up and go down this pipe. In the next room, walk to the left until you see 2 squigs, then flip into 3D. Once again, walk right across this platform until you're on the other side, then flip back to 2D. Walk to the right and pick up the squig with throw. Next, you want to time throwing the squig by pressing 1 just after passing this bush. If you timed it right, the squig should land in this small hole, and you could just hold right and jump to make it up to the Pure Heart pillar. Finally, place the Pure Heart to open the door to Chapter 2. If you're struggling with the timing on this squig throw, you can alternatively stand inside the hole and press 1, and the squig should land on the small platform every time. After the Pure Heart cutscene, use the return pipe. Once you're back on Flipside Tower, walk to the left and enter Chapter 2. Mash through this text to start the opening cutscene to Chapter 2. After 2 text boxes, jump to the right, jump over the spiked Goomba, and then jump on top of this green platform. Switch to Peach and float across this gap by holding the 2 button. As soon as you land, switch back to Mario and continue moving right. After you cross the water, switch to 3D in front of this squig, jump on the yellow blocks, and switch back to 2D. Then jump up and cross these green platforms. On the 3rd platform, do a full jump at the very edge to jump over this paratroopa. Then go down this pipe. Once inside, kill all the enemies and open the chest to get the key. Go back out this pipe, then jump down and open the door below. In this next room, we'll be doing a trick called Goomba Jump to get up to this platform. When you enter the room, this Paragoomba will jump 4 times. We want to time our jump alongside the Paragoomba's 4th jump to make it up top on this platform. So, once you enter, walk to the left, hit this question block, jump up and grab these POW pills, then walk to the right and do a full jump as soon as the Paragoomba touches the ground. If you time this correctly, you should jump on the Paragoomba. As soon as you do this, switch to holding left and the 2 button to land on this platform and enter the pipe. If you're struggling with this jump or you missed it, you can alternatively flip into 3D, jump to the right so that your 3D position is set past these brown blocks, flip, jump on the question block, flip again, and jump to the left to get on top of this platform and enter the pipe. Once you're in the background, make your way to the right. Whenever you jump in the background, your PAL pills will jump in the foreground. You can use the PAL pills to kill the Paragoombas in the foreground. Once you see a blue switch, hit it with throw. This will reveal the door. After this cutscene, make your way back to the left and enter the pipe to return to the foreground. Now move right and enter the door at the very end of the room. If you wait to jump until the piranha plant is fully spawned in, you'll be able to kill it with your PAL pills. In this next room, make your way to the right and kill some of these enemies. When you see a group of 3 Paragoombas, you want to jump over the first 2 and walk under the 3rd one. You can duck while falling off this ledge to avoid hitting the edge of this block. Then enter the door at the end of the room. From this point, we're going to cover the routing differences between doing Boomer Skip and opting to not go for Boomer Skip. After entering this room, jump on the question block, jump on these brown blocks, then jump over this squiggly. Continue moving right and walk past this pipe. After passing 2 squigs, do a full jump off this Jobless's head to reach the doors up top, and enter the door on the far right. As soon as you're in this room, use your Shell Shock. To do Boomer Skip, you must make the Shell Shock large by pointing your Wii Remote at the screen and pressing A while the shell is over your cursor. If you don't make the shell large, you won't be able to do Boomer Skip. After kicking the shell to the right, pick it up with throw. Then, align the front of Mario's left shoe with the 4th line on the ground from the right wall. Then, flip in 3D and walk to the right. From here, get a running start to your left, jump in the hole in the ceiling, and press 1 to let go of the Shell Shock near the height of your jump. When jumping up to the ceiling, you want to make sure to aim for the center of the hole, as being too far to the right or too far to the left will cause the trick to not work. If your shell explodes, that means you weren't high enough when pressing 1. If you do everything correctly, the shell should hit the switch above. And after 1 text box, you can exit the room. Once outside, enter the yellow door on the far left. To do the no boomer skip route, you want to enter this pipe right before the door section. When you enter this room, there's an invisible blue switch that you have to hit. You can consistently hit it by holding left, doing a small jump, then a full jump. Don't worry about using Tippy here, the block will remain invisible, all you have to do is just hit it. Go down the new pipe that opens up and kill the Bromoeba in this room to reveal a chest. After this cutscene, open the chest and mash through the text. After this cutscene, you'll obtain the pixel Boomer. You can use Boomer to destroy blocks and explode enemies. After this cutscene ends, head back up through both pipes that you entered. Once you're back in the main area, head to the right, and after passing 2 squigs, do a full jump off this Jobless's head to reach the doors up top. Then enter the door on the far right. As soon as you enter this room, place down Boomer and immediately pause and switch to Throw. Pick up Boomer with Throw, then do a full jump. Right before Mario's head hits the ceiling, press 1 again to throw Boomer. If you timed it right, Boomer should clip above the ceiling and land next to the switch. If you're struggling with this timing, you can alternatively stand directly under the switch and time your jump with Boomer's explosion. After 1 text box, you can exit the room. Once outside, enter the yellow door on the far left. In this final room, head right and jump over these 2 gerbils, then hit the star block to complete 2-1. After mashing through this text, we're on to 2-2, which is a much shorter level. To start, head right and enter Merly's mansion. Once inside, walk right again and jump over these 2 nips. Jump over the crystal ball, and once you're behind the curtain, flip into 3D and enter the door. In the next room, go right and jump up the staircase. Then enter the 3rd and final door up top. In this room, walk all the way to the right, then hold up to interact with this switch. After interacting with it, a spiked ceiling will fall down. Stay in 2D during its descent. By letting the spiked ceiling touch the ground before we flip into 3D, we could save a small bit of time compared to flipping before we take damage. When the spikes get close, hold down to duck. Once the spikes hit the ground and shake the screen, then let go of up and flip into 3D. After this, jump on top of the spiked platform and stay in 3D as it rises back up. For this next jump, you'll want to line Mario up with this marker here. Once the platform fully rises back to its starting position, run to the left, do a medium jump and land on the yellow question block, then jump again and land on this brown platform. Move down slightly, then run right, jump, and immediately hold left once you're in midair. If you did this right, you should now be up top and you can open the key chest. If you're struggling to get this final jump, you can alternatively just walk down a little further and jump up that way. After getting the key, jump all the way back to the bottom and head out the door. Once you're back here, head left, jump down the stairs, and immediately head right. Thanks to this Gnaw's weird hitbox, we can actually pass through it by doing a small jump at the start of its mouth. Then put the key in the lock to start a cutscene. If you're struggling with the jump in 2D, you can alternatively flip into 3D and avoid the Gnaw that way. After 5 more text boxes, you'll enter the final room. Just head right and hit the star block. Now we're in 2-3, and here we'll be doing another pixel skip. To start off, go right and hit the yellow question block to start the cutscene.
Oh.
After the last blue text box, jump on the yellow block, then jump up to the right. Jump to the next floor and head left. Really quick here, if you're playing on the Japanese version, it's faster to enter and exit this last door on the left to reset the laser cycle. If you're playing on the English version, don't worry about doing this. Flip into 3D here, move down, and flip back to 2D. Hit the block to reveal the ladder and climb up. Walk to the right and flip into 3D once you see the lasers. Then line Mario up on the right edge without falling down. You want to be in line with the right laser, and in particular this metal piece. As the laser is moving towards you, hold up, take damage, and mash the A button. Once you flip back into 2D, continue to hold up and jump once you're prompted. You should then clip through the laser, and you can walk to the right and do this a second time. Once again, you want to wait until the laser is moving towards Mario for this to work. Once you're through both lasers, interact with the passkey system and input 41262816. After this, you can open the vault and obtain 1 million rubies. Finally, flip into 3D and jump down to the right. Once you land, flip back into 2D and open the door. In this next room, talk with Mimi and select the first option. After this cutscene, we're going to perform the final part of Slim Skip, the jail clip. Flip into 3D and walk to the left, jump on the glass and run forward. Jump at the end of the glass, then switch to upright while in midair. This clip is a little tricky to get at first, so I recommend practicing this once you get a chance. If you miss the clip, jump back on the glass and attempt it again. If you did this correctly, you'll clip through and be able to hit the star block. Our final level for this video is 2-4, which consists of following correct pathways through mazes and then a final boss fight. To start off, continue mashing through this cutscene with Merly. After 2 final text boxes, jump right down the staircase and enter the first door. In the next room, head right and enter this door. In this next room, we want to get on top of the platform to our left. Once you spawn in, head right a tiny bit, then run left and get a momentum jump. Then full jump off this Gromoeba to get up to the door. In the next room, flip into 3D and head down. Here you'll find 2 sets of 3D flip blocks, which you can jump on top of to reach the platform above. If you're having trouble doing this in 3D, you can alternatively hit the blocks and flip them into 2D, and then you'll be able to reach the top that way. Once you're up top, walk forward until you begin a cutscene. Here, Merly will ask us the same question multiple times. We want to answer yes on the first prompt, then buffer a down input to say no to the second prompt. After this, keep mashing through the cutscene of Mimi appearing. Once you regain control of Mario, head right and enter the door. In this next room, head right and jump over these two swoopers. Then at the crack in this foreground, use Slim to fall through. At the bottom, you can just hold up right to enter the door. For the next room, head right and do a medium jump over this Cursia. Jump on these yellow blocks, flip into 3D, jump and hold left to enter the door. Here, go left, jump on this brown block, then turn around and jump up again to enter this door. Flip to 3D here, jump on this 3D block, then jump down and left to enter this door. As soon as you enter this room, point the Wii Remote at the screen to reveal the staircase. Then jump up the stairs and enter the door. In this room you can hit the question block to get a Super Shroom which gives you 20 HP. After this, enter the door to the girls' restroom on the right. Here, head left and open the third to last stall to find Merly. This will start an extended cutscene, so just keep mashing for now.
Me?
After a little while, a game show will begin to find the real Merly. Mario will be prompted to ask 5 different questions. Just keep selecting the first option for this portion. After the 5th question, you'll be prompted to select the correct Merly, which will always be the Merly on the left. Just hold left and mash the 2 button to select the correct Merly. On this prompt, there's a slight chance of a double input, but thankfully selecting the wrong Merly only loses a handful of frames. After these cutscenes are over, Merly will run off and the Mimi fight will begin. After the final 3 purple text boxes, immediately jump on Mimi as she walks towards you. She'll start the fight invincible until Merly removes her invincibility after the first hit. After you bounce off Mimi, she'll begin to walk right. Follow her and jump on her once more to start a quick cutscene. After 2 purple text boxes, you'll regain control of Mario, immediately jump on Mimi again. Here you can time a second jump to land on her right after her leg snaps off. Hit Mimi 3 more times to start another cutscene. Repeat this process once more, hitting Mimi a total of 4 times to start the final cutscene. After this, 3 hits will close out the fight. After landing on the ground from the last hit, you can pause and switch to Boomer in preparation for the next segment, but this is not required. After this, Mimi will be defeated and will start the final cutscene. Merly will enter the room and give you the 3rd pure heart. And that will do it for Chapter 2. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you back here for Chapter 3. Have a good one.